All right, I am out here installing a CURT 31302 on an '06 Chevy Silverado. That's a front end hitch. And I've come across a couple of issues. Now, based on the instructions, you're supposed to be able to retain your toes and install that hitch. Let me show you underneath what I'm talking about. You're supposed to basically be able to come in here and remove the front forward bolt that holds your toe. Let me turn some light on here. Right in there. You're supposed to be able to just remove that toe bolt. And then you are to fish in a 1/2 inch bolt here. And per the instructions, you're to come back here and find an access point that lets you fish that bolt in and the plate behind it. Well, that's not going to happen because the heads of the bolts do not fit the railing. So what I found was I had to come in and remove this 1/2 inch and take the entire toe out here, the toe pieces out of the front. Once those are removed, then I was able to fish in that bolt here. So I had to fish it from the front. I could not fish it from the back now. And I'll show you in a minute how that goes together. The second problem is that the hardware that they supply, they want you to drop another one on this front end through your tow bar. That'll tighten up on the front side of this. Well, there's my issue. The thread pattern is different. This is not threading properly. So in the configuration on your instructions, what you're doing is you're feeding this plate up top. You're dropping this in like this, and it's designed to be fed from the top, thread through your tow bar down into that bracket for your hitch. And I've had several issues with that. First off is on the back side, I couldn't fish it as they say because I had to come in from the front, which meant removing these. Second issue is the thread patterns are not the same. And I can't get this 1/2 in. So now for me to keep these tow hooks, so what I'm going to have to do is either rethread this pattern or drill it up larger or eliminate these altogether or try to find me a longer bolt. So what I have done initially is I went and found a longer bolt. I'm going to try it. That was factory spec, grade 5, grade 8, one of those or the other. These here I assume are grade 8 being based on color. And I'm going to use that to be able to, because I'd like to keep my tow hooks here. Now I did measure it here, and indeed it's a 1/2 13. When I checked it, that is OEM, 1/2 13. So I know this is the factory. It threads no problem. But as soon as I try to thread this, then I've got an issue. So now let's just go over for a second then so we understand how this is connected. So I fished in from the front then, this bolt. And on top of that, in that plate, is this piece here. So it literally is sitting in there like this. Then I was able to put the nut on. Now that's the far back side. I'm planning to do the same now here, but instead of using what they provided, I have gone and found factory spec bolts, proper grade, but just longer. Okay, and then you can see the hitch then will mount here, and they provided the hardware for that. That should work without a problem. So I've had to do some workarounds to make it work. So they sell these as no drill, as if they were just strictly bolt on, but I did have some issues. Again, this is an 06 Chevy Silverado, and I did get the right part. According to the instructions, this is for a Silverado. Now, one other thing I want to show is, let me see, so you can see the instructions here. Flip it around. The GMC Sierra Chevy Silverado, and it had a confirmed fit, but you can see how they show using the frame and coming down here with these pieces like this and coming through and then bolted on to the plates that's going to ultimately hold the hitch. Now, to fish this, let me show you. I want to show you how these get fished in too. It might be helpful. They send you 4 of these, and I mean, you don't need 4 really. You can do it all with 1. But let me show you how you fish these, just so you know. Whether you have access from the back or not, I did not. I had to come in from the front. But nevertheless, fishing them is the same. What you'll do is you'll put this through here, have it on the line, and then this threaded section, you'll thread your bolt into it like that. That way when you pull it into it, you can make it then sit in place. So, and you will need this. It's just that in my case, I had to go in through the front. I could not go in as described. And you can see here on the inset, they show you here to insert it. They show an access point here coming out to where you're going to bolt it. Well, those access points are not, the openings were not big enough to fit and clear the heads of these. So, forcing me then to take the tow hooks off and come in from the front. So, more to come. Okay, now I positioned some lights hoping that you can see the final installation. Now I did have to modify this as I explained, and you can see this coming down. Well, it turns out I had to go in reverse order in order to keep my tow hooks. So one is threaded downward, one going up. Then I was able to come in with the side brackets here. And let me get back so you can see final installation. You can see there's 3 bolts holding it on that bracket over here. And then there were 3 on this side. And they show you as doing it exactly this way with the heads on this side, the bolts on the other side. So once you put the side brackets in through the tow bar and all, then you can put the center hitch in. All right, so you're looking at it under the truck. I'm laying on my back. And we'll come around now just to show you. One good thing, I guess, is I did not have to cut any of my panel. So now you probably would want an extension piece, whatever you're going to put in here. I'm primarily going to haul an electric bike for my casita, but that's it installed. Then I'll put my hitch pin in. So again, that's the CURT 13302, I believe it was, or 33302, on a 2006 Chevy Silverado. And I got to put my tow hooks back in, so they're in place too. All right, thanks for watching.